show, everyone.
Starting with the spark, turned into a flame. Built a legacy, now they know our name. Through every high, through every fall, we stood tall, we gave it our all. Every step, every mile, every heartbreak, every trial, now we stand, heads held high, underneath the brightest sky. It's our anniversary, light up the night, raise up the banners, we earned this right. Through the sweat, through the grind, we left no dream behind. Now we shine in the Hall of Fame, nothing around here will ever be the same. They said it impossible, we proved them wrong. Turned up the volume, wrote our own song. Every late night, every long day, led us right to this golden stage. Every tear, every might, lit the fire, sparked the light. Now we stand, hearts ablaze, this is history, we're here to stay. It's our anniversary, light up the night, raise up the banners, we earned this right. Through the sweat, through the grind, we left no dream behind. Now we shine in the Hall of Fame, nothing around here will ever be the same. For the dreamers, the fighters, the ones who believe, for the battles, the lessons, the marks that we leave. This is our moment, this is our time, a legacy rising forever and bright. It's our anniversary, light up the night, raise up the banners, we earned this right. Through the sweat, through the grind, we left no dream behind. Now we shine in the Hall of Fame, nothing around here will ever be the same. Years in the making, now here we stand, a Hall of Fame story, written by hand. We said anniversary, light up the night, raise up the banners, we earned this right. Through the sweat, through the grind, we left no dream behind. Now we shine in the Hall of Fame, stronger, louder, we own the game. Years in the making, now here we stand, a Hall of Fame story, written by hand. Stepping up the ring and onto the mic. Golden locks, throwing chains on tight. I rule the airwaves, I own the night. Crank up the volume, feel the heat down. Turn up the dial, let me preach. Running this town with a steel cake smile. When the bell rings, I do it with style. I'm the Lord of Saturday night. One hand thunder, taking the mic. Bodies tell the truth, no fear, no fight. Bow down, cause I rule tonight. I'm the Lord of Saturday night. Blonde hair, thunder, taking the mic. Bodies tell the truth, no fear, no fright. Bow down, cause I rule tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to RAWF Radiversary 2026, the 13-year anniversary of RAWF. Big night tonight as we induct 2 more people into this year's class of the RAWF Hall of Fame, as well as kick off the Judgment Memorial Tournament, among other things. But we can't do any of that without this man. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour, the one and only El Vacant. Hola, El Vacant.
Hola, muchacho. ¿Cómo está?
Look at you. That's even better. That's even nicer than the one last night.
Yeah. Oh, did I get it all back together correctly? Good, good.
Yep. Looks good. Looks good. You're looking good. Ready for your big night now.
Yeah. It can only. Yeah. It's been a good night so far. It's going to be a good night later. Yep.
All right. Well, good. Good. Of course, you and Wildfire both being inducted tonight here into the RAWF Hall of Fame. But a couple of things we need to go over before we get to that point. First of all, last night I was amiss not to update everybody on the Xantha the Platinum Dragon Memorial Tournament. And right now we are still in the quarterfinals, but three of four matches are done in the quarterfinals. Right now, Denzel the Giant still duking it out with DVT to see who will go on to face Sassy Applebee's, who has beaten the big man Enel, and is now just a couple matches away from possibly winning a third Xantha the Platinum Dragon Memorial Tournament. Uh, on the other side of the bracket, we will have D's versus Kicker. Will be so two very strong people there. It's going to be a hell of a Final Four, no matter which one between DVT and Denzel wins. Although Denzel, and that match is pretty even right at this moment. But it'll either be DVT or Denzel facing Sassy Applebee's in the semifinals. D's and Kicker will be the other semifinal match. Now, speaking of memorial tournaments, I promised that the Judgment Memorial Tournament would kick off about right now. And we have, last check, we had 83 or 84 people in, which is a pretty good turnout. Thank you all to who signed up to memorialize Judge here. And I will go ahead and hit the button on the RAWF Judgment Memorial Tournament. Hitting start now, and matchups are underway. First round matchups are underway. It's going to be a nice big tournament. Should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to call that one and let everyone know who's doing what. All right. With that being said, let's take a quick look at our lineup for tonight's Radiversary pay-per-view. And so we start out with the Texas Death Match between Ken Costa and Lars Hellstrom. These two have had quite a few words with each other. Lars has had some questions for Ken Costa. Ken Costa has had to do some soul searching. Any final thoughts on this match, El Vacant?
I just don't understand how it's not a Fubar City match and we're not in Texas.
Well, you know, we have enough
horns on the ring. Something like, what did we do to make it?
I don't know.
Oversized ring because everything is bigger in Texas. Like, give me something.
Maybe they got to wear cowboy hats. I don't know. I don't understand it either, but that's neither here nor there. The casket match between Mark Caliber and Soul Reaper. Hopefully Winter gets returned, and whoever wins this match is satisfied with the outcome, because this one's been dragging out for quite a while already.
Yeah, it has. It's been going on for a while.
I like Sai's comment. It sounds better than the Ohio Death Match. I mean, I suppose that's true. Who's ever heard of an Ohio Death Match? So I did not realize that this last night we didn't mention this one, didn't get to this one, but it's the Iron Fist Championship, and get used to seeing Chris Cage and Denzel here as we go over the matches, because both of them are just everywhere on this card, as well as Teflon Sheik. But this is the only match the two face each other in. But considering what both of the tasks both of them have on their plates, who walks away still the Iron Fist champion after all is said and done, Oregon?
Because Chris has so much on his plate and some of the other matches are much more important, I actually think I lean towards Denzel on this one.
All right. I mean, Denzel is actually, I believe, in 2 more matches than Chris Cage is.
Right, but
He's
Denzel,
only
like I mentioned this last night, Denzel does not use strategy. Denzel eats people.
yeah, but I mean, I mean, I suppose if he wants to use Chris Cage as the appetizer, uh, but we'll see. Uh, so
I'm just
speaking of
saying, like,
Chris
I
Cage,
think Denzel is going to go all out in every match.
all right. Well, Chris Cage challenging Redneck Avenger in a Fubar City Street Fight for the Anything Goes Championship. Give RA the advantage here.
I think that's really going to be a hell of a fight. Again, because I think Chris's eyes are on something else. I think RA has a better than 50% chance to win this.
All right, I agree. I give the advantage
And
here
it's
to
weird, right?
RA.
Because like the first 2 matches I'm calling against Chris, but not because I don't think Chris can beat these people. It's because I think he's going to be very focused on his last 2 matches of the night.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. All right, our first match not involving Chris Cage or Denzel the Giant. Aaron McFadden defending the Champions Choice Championship against Extreme Enigma. I don't see the title changing
I don't
hands
see the
here.
title changing anywhere. And I have to say, like, Aaron's come up with some amusing things for this during his reign. Like this is a silent movie. Like, telling Enigma that he can't talk. That's just lovely.
I agree. I agree. It is pretty funny. It is pretty funny. Uh, let's see. Ultimate Gauntlet Championship. Denzel defending against Strangleheart. So he's going to have Rabbit as his second course.
Yep. Little rabbit stew.
Little strangle stew.
And I'm sticking with Denzel on this. I think it's his.
That one, Strangleheart has shocked the world on several occasions.
I just don't feel like he's been on his game lately. I mean, yeah, he did earn the shot, so maybe he's going to take it seriously. But I feel like his commitment to RAWF has been wanting. Maybe this will turn around. Maybe he realized no, he means it, and he's going to go take a title and really get those gears rolling.
Possibly. We shall see. Powerball Championship. Paragon of Greatness defends against RA. I mean,
I don't see RA taking that title away from Big Purple.
I got all the love and respect in the world for RA, but I tend to agree. Paragon, this is his full sole focus tonight, defending that Powerball Championship. RA is going to have another match. Is in 2 title matches. Slight advantage to Paragon here. Yeah, I don't see it changing, but we shall see. White Lightning Championship. Denzel defends against Wildfire. So he's having some spice in his third. Getting something a little spicy in his third course.
Honestly, for some reason I don't know if he wins this one. I think they're going into the Hall of Fame tonight. And the particular set of rules we're dealing with, I would not put it past Wildfire to pull something out here.
We shall see. I kind of tend to agree with you though. Then he's also defending the Hatfield McCoy Championship against the Teflon Sheik. So
squash
what are we up to? 4, 5 courses at this point?
This is his 4th, yeah.
I don't know. He's gonna be pretty tired by the time he gets to. All right, we'll see.
He's gonna have a little Teflon couscous as an aperitif.
I think Sheik has a decent opportunity here to get that title away from him. Multimedia Championship, Brewer defending against the lovely Maeve O'Hare. We've talked about it at length. I think we're both rooting for Maeve in this one for certain. But and she has the momentum after a contendership match win over him a few weeks ago. But maybe that's been so long that momentum's worn off a bit. What do you think?
Maybe it has been a bit. I still think Maeve is going to take this home. I think she is more motivated for this title, and frankly, I think she just has a vision for what she wants to do with the title. I haven't heard Brewer say anything that he wants to do with
it. Fair enough. Fair enough. So we got that. We've talked at great length about this next one, the Triple Crown Championship. So many storylines here, so many ways. But in the end of the day, I think I do have to think, and still,
I concur.
No disrespect to DW or Chev, both of them great competitors. DW a Hall of Famer in her own right, but it is Griffith. And it is Radiversary, so
and it's the only title he has.
It's the only title. It's the only match he has. It's the only focus. So we'll see. I lean towards Griff on that, but maybe we see a shocker.
I'll be honest with you. I really want to see in that match. I really want to see how Chev does against DW. I think that'll actually tell us a lot.
I agreed. Yeah. I agree with you there. Chev and DW. That could be it could be the deciding factor because it only takes one of them to beat Griff. Estrogen Championship, which currently technically held by you right now.
Yeah.
Right now, what the title is
they
vacant.
Can't make their chest do this.
How do you know?
Good point. I could ask. I should ask. I'm going to ask. Hey, Wildy, I see you out there. Can you make
hey. All right. Destroyer and Wildfire vying for the vacated Estrogen Championship. Who do you like here?
I'm really torn on this one. I mean, I think Destroyer is... I think Destroyer has the advantage, but again, with everything going on in Wildy's career right now, being inducted right now, and she has the tag team title match, and she has the match we already discussed, I think that's going to give Destroyer that slight edge she's going to need.
Could be.
I just think Wildy's getting pulled in a few directions. And I could be wrong. This may be, for all I know, this is the belt she really concentrates on. But I suspect I would think that most of her concentration is going to be on keeping those tag belts because that is going to be a very difficult match.
I can't disagree with anything you said, but I think it's going to be a hell of a match. There's no doubt about that.
Men's title. If she walks away with the Estrogen Championship, it's not like I'll be over here stunned, right? Like, good for her,
right?
Like this is if this was their only match, like each of them only had this match, it would be, in my opinion, it would be 100% a coin flip.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Wildfire looking to win the title for the third time. If Destroyer wins, it will be her second ever Estrogen title reign.
Did we have any follow-up on what happened with Kicker?
It was a nasty injury. I'm not allowed to speak on the details.
People are asking me, and I'm like,
Men's Championship, Blake Bradley defending against Chev. Blake, of course, went into the RAWF Hall of Fame last night. Now turns his focus to Chev. And Chev, of course, also in the Triple Crown title match. Here's the thing. I don't know Chev near as well as I know Blake Bradley. Because Chev's only been in RAWF a short time.
Okay.
So we find out tonight what Chev's made of, I think, in those two times. If he walks away with at least one of those two championships.
With some very Every person he's facing is a Hall of Famer.
Yep, that's true. He is. He's taking on 3 different Hall of Famers in one night. So that should be this will be a measuring stick night for Chev. Can he hang with RAWF Hall of Famers? Can he hang with the big boys? No offense, DW. We find out tonight at Radiversary. We've got the Tag Team Championship. Spice and Flame looking to fend off the Hall of Fame tag team of Swords and Scimitars. Can they do it a second time in a row? I don't know.
I believe in them. I have faith.
I hope. Part of me hopes so, and another part of me wouldn't mind seeing Swords and Scimitars get the belts again. Because when they were at their best, the tag team division was rocking. I mean, not that it hasn't been rocking, but it was talked about.
You understand? Most of the talk was, wow, the RAWF tag team champions are douchebags.
I mean,
you do remember that, like, several major tag teams stopped competing because they didn't want to deal with them, right?
And
I don't mean, we can't beat them, we're out. Like, we tired of their bullshit, we're out.
Man. All right, well, we'll see. We shall see. That one should be a good one.
Spice and Flame manages to defend this belt 2 times in a row against Sword and Scimitars. 1, they've cemented themselves as legit, right? Absolutely. And I think at that point, it's a case of how long do they keep it, and are we talking about them next year for a ring?
A little early for that, but I think
depends on what the year
certainly,
is, right? I mean, come on.
I mean, certainly will be impressive if they can beat Swords and Scimitars 2 times in a row. Next up for the Fubar City Championship, Teflon Sheik going up against the legend herself, Minifee. And, we're both rooting for Minifee on this one. Not just because it's Sheik. I would say I'd be rooting for just about
anybody. You're rooting for her, so she'll say your name more.
There's more to it than that, but I won't.
No, you did not say it was not that.
But at any rate, I would love to see Minifee with the Fubar City Championship. Sheik or no Sheik, I'm rooting for her. Next up, Midnight Hobo Championship, Iceman Jer, Hotshot Chaz. They seem to be going on slightly different paths at this point. Jer's been kind of cruising along the last few months. Chaz has been Chaz not so much. Chaz has been working pretty hard here. What are your thoughts?
So we knew about this match for a while, and I was kind of flip-flopping week after week, but a couple weeks ago I think I settled on Hotshot Chaz, and that's kind of still where I am with everything that's been going on in recent weeks. I think Hotshot is more on the ball. I think he's more concentrated. I think I think he very much personally believes it's time for him to have RAWF gold again, and I agree with that. Did we lose you, boss?
Me too. Leaning towards Chaz on this one. All right. Killer Neptune, Denzel Giant National Championship. Denzel's 5th title match of the evening.
I think he's going to be tired. He's going to be beat up. And he's going against a man who does not want to lose his title and who knows how to fight big men. I'm on Team Killer on this one.
All right. Fair enough. But Denzel has the potential tonight to walk out with 5 RAWF championships.
Yeah.
Well, which, I mean, it has been done before.
Which is insane.
Yeah. So we will find out. It's going to be it could be the career night of Denzel the Giant. But I tend to.
That would put him in second place for most titles at one given time.
True enough. And what's even better, this is also could be for a spot in the World Heavyweight Contendership match.
Sure, this is both of their rankings matches.
If we go by last night's rankings, they're 2 and 3. So, just saying, this one's pretty important. Maybe Denzel loosens up on some of those other matches to focus on this one. Who knows? I'd consider it if I were him. We shall see. Platinum Dragon Championship match as Chris Cage comes back here for his third match of the night. This one defending the Platinum Dragon Championship against Luke Cage. And I know you're going to predict Chris Cage because you think he's going to become one of the few that have ever held both the World and Platinum Dragon Championships at the same time.
Yes, that is definitely where his goal is. And I have been taught through experience that when Chris Cage is laser focused on something, don't doubt him.
All right, fair enough. I mean, if Luke didn't have the distraction of Alistair Fiend lurking around somewhere, I'd agree. But I think Chris Cage will retain. However, will he be able to defeat the Teflon Sheik? Now, fair enough, they both have a tremendous amount of matches besides this main event. So I don't think there's an advantage or disadvantage here. They're both going to be pretty beat up when it comes to this big event. So I think my thing is here, Chris Cage, I think he becomes a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion. That's my prediction.
I agree. I'll be honest with you, and I mean, I am biased. I will fully acknowledge my bias when I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I actually think this is Chris's easiest match of the night.
Oh. Wow. All right. Fair enough. I suppose I can't completely argue with that. I mean, it's going to be an interesting night for both of them. Where does everyone walk away? Who walks away with all these titles? Chris Cage, Teflon Sheik, Wildfire, Redneck Avenger, and Denzel the Giant. All huge nights for these people, especially considering Wildy in just a little short time will be inducted into the RAWF Hall of Fame. But first, let's bring on a man who is very excited about tonight, loves Radiversary, loves RAWF, always excited. I want to get his take and see if last night, did you see what he just wore a tie last night? I hope he's got a suit on tonight. Let's find out.
Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. First of the fallen and last of the old gods. No use fighting because you can't beat those cold odds. Beginning of time and the end of days. Civilizations crumble under his gaze. Alpha and Omega, the wrath of the God King. Paragon of greatness, about to pin you in that ring. Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. Eons ago, before time existed, they lived in the heavens and the rain persisted.
Ladies and gentlemen, the P to the O to the G, the last of the old gods, the one and only Paragon of Greatness. Good evening, Paragon.
Good evening, Amadeus. I mean, we're finally here. We're at the day of the event, and I mean, we've got 2 upcoming big Hall of Fame inductions to go. Let's get this shit going.
You are excited, no doubt about that. I mean, it's the best time of the year. Is it your favorite show every year?
I always kind of just put Immortal and Radiversary as this one block. It's just it's this 2 month period where RAWF puts on its biggest show and then celebrates the history that this company created. To me, it's all this one big blur. But I got to tell you, it every single year, it's just goosebumps. It's electric. You can feel it in the air every single time you step out to the ring with all of our fans. Every after hours during that time period, the energy in our roster, everybody feels it.
Agreed. I want you to think for a moment. Put your thinking cap on, and I don't want you to give me names of people that have been in the company for a while. I want to think of people that have only been in the company maybe less than a year. All right, people that have shown that they had. Who do you think of anyone who's made a name for themselves early around this year may have a chance down the line at being in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, that is actually a great question, and I'm really avoiding that temptation to make some of the easy jokes to make. But I think that there are a lot of people that haven't been around for a long time in RAWF, but have a long established history in Unstoppable that have within them the huge potential to do something great if they focus to it. Your Brewers, your Jares, your people like that absolutely could win a world title any given day, but they come in with that pedigree. As much as it is kind of a comical thing to say, I do love to see faces like your Steve that's out there that's doing a great job. I don't know if he's gonna make it that far, but I love when new faces do that. But I'll give you an actual answer to that question. Brand new, fresh face, somebody that meets not only the talent requirements of actually having the potential to get there at some point, but also that passion I was talking about, that attentiveness to the shows, to actually caring about the product, to really putting in the strong effort. How about this Seismo guy? I mean, when you hear this guy popping on the radio, that silky smooth, Great Red Dragon-esque voice, the leaps and bounds he's jumped already in the time that he's been in this company. It's an easy pun to make, but ground starts shaking when old Seismo is talking, and I think that right there is already the kind of attention that somebody that young in the company usually doesn't make.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I agree. I do see some potential in Jason. There's no doubt about it. And certainly he can talk the talk, and he's been backing it up quite a bit. He's had a couple of big losses, but at the same time, he's learned from them. So we shall see. We shall see. All right. Well, Paragon, you got a big match with RA tonight. I think we've talked about enough about just about enough about it as possible. El Vacant, anything you'd like to ask Paragon?
Have you tried my new nachos yet?
Funny enough, no lie at all. As my theme song was playing, I was standing in line to get myself some nachos. I've got a fresh plate of nachos waiting for me the moment that I am done talking right now in the studio.
All right. Well, you report back. You're one of my best customers, so you'll tell me the honest truth if I need to change it.
Absolutely, and Amadeus, I think that I would be remiss if I didn't also to the question you just previously asked. They've been around a little bit longer than just completely fresh, but you know what? I think that two more great names on that are the Kens, Ken Costa and Ken Ta. I think those two are two excellent candidates to do huge things in the future, and I love the work that both of them do.
Agreed. All right. Well, thank you, Paragon. Appreciate your time, and you have a good rest of the evening. Good luck against RA. Enjoy your nachos.
All right. Thank you.
All right, El Vacant. I think it's time for our first of the two Hall of Fame inductions, and of course, our first inductee of the night, a wonderful redhead Kiwi who is a two-time estrogen champion. Among her other accolades, Triple Crown champion, White Lightning champion, among other things. She is also one of the great storytellers. Last couple of years, some great storytelling coming out of this young woman. And here to induct her into the RAWF Hall of Fame is fellow RAWF Hall of Famer, Hobo Ezekiel.
Ladies and gentlemen in all of Fubar City, welcome to the RAWF 2026 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And now, making his way to the podium, RAWF Hall of Famer from the class of 2021, Hobo Ezekiel.
I'll wear the chute, but I ain't gonna wear the tie around my neck like some noose. I've seen every season of 1,000 Ways to Die, and I ain't gonna fall for the old neck twister. With that said, here we are, all gathered here tonight to celebrate the accomplishment and the recognition of a RAWF wrestler to be a commendamacatified. I messed up some fancy words, didn't I? As a pro wrestler in RAWF, finding what makes you a one-of-a-kind individual. Tonight, the RAWF Hall of Fame recognizermifies Wildfire. Ladies and son of a bitchers, it's time I roll back the fabled curtain of gorilla position and take all of yous on a little journey into the business, into the life, into the personality of someone who has lit the world on fire ever since she first stepped foot into this ring. Hashtag, I should not have eaten them onion rings. I remember sitting where you are now, and to let everyone know this is my first time inducting someone who is still alive. So forgive me if I have a little ring rust on the talkie stick, which makes your voice go boom boom, unless you're Denzel and you don't need one. Because now, there's a chance I could get my caboose cheeks kicked after I'm done here. Of course, I bet there's a whole lot of you who would like to see that. You know, both Wildfire and my career in RAWF have a lot of similarities. We both have been in Go Big Bro. We've both been judges in it. Only difference is she's been in it one more time than me and actually won one of them. But the time we put into those events have made both of us stand out even more in this company because of it. Standing up here, I have a feeling I might not have been the first person on her choice to be up here talking about her. But as fate would have it, the same thing happened to me when I was inducted. I don't know if many people know this, but my friend Liam was not the first choice to induct me into the Hall of Fame. It was Shifty, the clown. But life has a way, like a stream of water, at directing, interfering, much like what the referees deal with, and thus changes our paths over the course of time. When Wildfire asked me if I was willing to come up here, I immediately said yes, no questions asked. No deep thinking about it, just a yes, I'll do it. Not realizing that coming up here would be one of the hardest things I've had to do in front of people besides wrestling for a title match at a big event. What I'm saying, Wildfire, is I was meant to be the one to come up here tonight. Too many coincidences for this to be a conspiracy. Killer, in a super sleuth, contain yourselves. This is not something in our line of work that passes along that often. And I just want audience to know that if someone else comes up to me next year asking me to be the one to induct them, I might go night-night and keel over, and somebody gonna have to get me an ambulance. Who is Wildfire? Let me give you an example. Go Big Bro Edition, take 1. Hiya. My name is Wildfire, and I like candlelit dinners and long walks along the beach. This isn't that type of show, Wildfire. Oh, okay. Cut that and let me try again. My name is Wildfire, and I'm here in East Africa in the natural habitat of the shoebill. No. Wrong again. We can start over. Next thing you know, she's pulling an extreme duck face and sticks her caboose cheeks out, grabs her hair, waves it around like it's blowing in the wind. Wildfire, what on earth are you doing? America's top model. But shush, don't tell them I'm not American, or I will get the boot in the first week. That is just one of many sayings this woman has made me and many people laugh, using her creative wit from her mind. It comes natural to her and is a law. She raised a cockatiel bird and showed everyone why she should not be in charge of having a pet. You hear me? What happened to that bird, you ask? That bird became an alcoholic, a drug addict, a gambling addict, a can I just pause here for one moment, please? Baby Moose, if you're watching or listening, I don't want you to get any ideas, okay? Great. Now Baby Moose is going to go join himself a motorcycle club and rob a liquor store for a pack of Copenhagen. Is that what you want, Wildy? Baby Moose getting the mugshot over a pack of Copenhagen? Uh-oh. Wildy's going to come up here and barbecue my EOT. That's an end-of-train device for hobo speak, or to put more bluntly, my butt cheeks. I'll try and focus better, Wildy. Never focus on the fire. Focus on what is happening behind the smoke. That, ladies and son of a bitches, is the brouhaha. Wildfire does not start fires. She is the fire. Hashtag these goddamn onion rings. Fact is, we'd be here all night if I went into more detail about Wildy and Go Big Bro, but, well, maybe not. I'd probably die laughing, and I ain't gonna fall for that trick because I saw episode 195 on season 2 of 1,000 Ways to Die. Wildfire has always said she doesn't know anything about pro wrestling. Well, that is cap. That ain't true, because I've seen what she's done in that ring. She is a 2-time estrogen champion. And she did something nobody could have done. Not only did she get Big Papa to talk in the tag team division, but they became the new tag team champions at Love Hurts and defended the tag team titles at Immorta against one of the biggest names of tag team wrestling by beating Mustache Man and the Chocolate Socket Man. I know what it's like to be a tag team champion. But I wasn't expecting to know I'd be getting feels like this on this side of the stage. We've lost good people in RAWF. We take for granted who we pass by in life. Across from the ring, not knowing how long they'll be in Bob's camera shot. She's found gold. She's found friends. She's found love. She's become a leader in the locker room, here and many other places. Congratulations. Thank you for making us laugh. For definitely these onion rings making me cry right now. Nothing else. Totally not any other reason. And thank you for being the Bruja. Thank you, Wildfire. Your RAWF 2026 Hall of Famer.
Congratulations, Wildfire, on being the newest member of the RAWF Hall of Fame. All right, I am posting her official plaque in the induction scene, and I'll be updating the Hall of Fame tomorrow with all of the plaques for this year's class. But Wildy, feel free to have an accepted speech in the scene anytime you like. I know you weren't going to come on air, even though you say your voice is boring, but you forget you came on the air quite a bit back in the day, and I don't remember it being boring. Huh?
Click the button.
Okay. I thought you were talking to me there for a second. I'm like, no. What button are you? Okay. At any rate, congratulations, Wildfire, the newest member of the RAWF Hall of Fame. Only one left, but we'll get to that in just a little bit. Before we get to that, we need to bring in another member of the RAWF Hall of Fame. And I'm sure she's looking lovely tonight as she did last night. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Roshina byrod branachna häsnäs Ta då färden om röjmöge som bäpet Ta då bröjra tjejer Sajlade sig trill här Murresni havle fion spojnjäkar Moroj sindel Ha gragam med målor Döjt leveline nice Cross, smog, cross, smog,
Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Maeve O'Hare is here looking wow. Hello. How are
Good
you
evening,
tonight?
boss man. Good evening, Vacant.
Oh, hi.
Her eyes are up there.
I don't care. She dressed the way she dressed. She knows where the eyes are going.
No, that's fair. I mean, exciting evening, Maeve.
Of course it is. It's our anniversary.
Of course it is. Absolutely, 13 years in the making is tonight. And how are you feeling? What's your overall excitement level tonight?
That's a good question. I'm gonna put it somewhere around an 8.2. But that's only because we've got one more induction left, and I've got to save some excitement, or else I'll get all weepy again like I did last night.
Any advice for El Vacant here? He says he's about to make his acceptance speech in not too long.
I mean, my first piece of advice he's already followed without even being told, which is pick someone you can trust to do your speech. But he made the best possible choice, so I'm not worried about that. So my next piece of advice will be to make sure that you got everything written down, even if you think you know what you want to say, because it's going to all go slap out of your head once you get up there.
All right.
I don't really have enough time to write a speech right now, so guess I'm waiting.
Well, at least give yourself some bullet points or something.
Wait, you wait, you don't have a speech?
Why would I have a speech? My entire job is talking off the cuff. I'm being brought into the Hall of Fame for my ability to bullshit off the cuff.
I mean, that's not totally untrue at all. So okay.
That and the time I went to use to write those note cards got used for something else.
Yeah, I've got some questions for you after the show, but we'll do your induction first. I do. How are you keeping, boss man? How is your anniversary going?
I tell you what, it's been busy. It has been busy. I've had to write 2 induction speeches. I've had to, but it is that time of year, and I look forward to it every year. And I'm always glad it's over as well.
Are you enjoying being home?
Oh yes, always a good time here in Cleveland. No doubt about it. People like to run Cleveland down and talk bad about it, but it's actually a very beautiful city when you look around.
And tonight he listened to me and had them use modern equipment.
Yes, well, at least
I think we learned our lesson after last night.
Yes, I think we did too. All right, Maeve, any final thoughts on your match with Brewer tonight?
No, I'm looking forward to it. I was thinking earlier on what y'all was saying about how things, I had that, apparently meaningless victory over him since he went and got the belt off of Kenta anyway, for the contendership match. But, that were a month of Sundays ago. So I am going to do a little more film, pick the brains of some folks I know who know him better than I do. But I'm excited for it, and I'm hopeful that I'm going to be able to come on here next week and tell you all about my exciting plans for the multimedia title. And if it don't work out that way, then you can blame Brewer and make him do something interesting instead.
One last question. Off the top of your head, name someone you think will go into the RAWF Hall of Fame sooner rather than later.
Well, how soon is sooner?
Anytime.
I mean, if we wait long enough and we don't get to the heat death of the universe first, I reckon everyone's going to go in. No, I want to say someone that's more corporate didn't already say, but he picked all the good ones. So I will pick someone he didn't say, and I will say that I reckon within the next couple of years we're going to see Destroyer go on.
That's a good one.
Because her name was brought up a lot this year. And I agree with the folks who said that they didn't think it were quite time. I know that might sound rich coming from myself and having gone in so early in my own career. But I do think Destroyer is going to be on the short list every year until she finally does go on. So that's my pick.
All right. All right. Thank you, Maeve. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Good luck against Brewer.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy the rest of my evening so much as some folks have already enjoyed their evening, but I'll do what I can.
All right. I appreciate it. And always appreciate your support over the years. It's been incredible. I don't know what's it been, 6 years now, you think?
Going on 7.
It's going on 7, so almost
I joined in 2019, so
2019. So that's halfway. That's just about halfway. All right.
But yeah, as you know, I'm here to help. Waiting to hear something from the studio out there. But I'm glad to be part of this. I'm glad that you've let me come in and do what it is I do, whatever that might be. And I look forward to another 7 years in RAWF. Knock on wood. Good night, you two.
Good night, Maeve. The lovely Maeve O'Hare, RAWF Hall of Famer in her own right, possibly the next multimedia champion. Next up, let's get a quick visit in with the reigning Triple Crown champion and 4-time RAWF Hall of Famer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
From shadows deep he rises, a warrior born of fate, with steel in his eyes. The tempest shall not wait. Memento mori, the call echoes through the night. His spirit will not fall. Ready for the fight. Griffin Davian, the immortal one, eternal champion. His war's never done. Hunter of monsters, affection of one. In a world that's broken, he stands with none. The tempest rages. His head held high, an immortal legend that will never die.
Ladies and gentlemen, the immortal Griffith joining us now. Good evening, Griffith.
Good evening, Lord Amadeus, and soon-to-be Hall of Famer El Vacant.
For someone who's got himself 4 Hall of Fame rings, what kind of advice would you give an El Vacant here just moments before he gets inducted?
Well, a lot of interesting offers will come your way, and you should take most of them. Maybe not all of them. I don't know what you mean, but sure, I'll keep that in mind.
All right. Interesting. So I will ask you the same thing I asked Paragon and I asked Maeve, but I'm actually gonna do a little. I'm gonna rattle off some names, and I want you to give me a number between 1 and 10 on how likely it is they make the RAWF Hall of Fame someday.
Okay, that's it.
All right. Let's start with Kenta.
I'd give him about 2 years, but if he keeps on the track he's been on, yes.
Okay, number between 1 and 10.
Oh,
likely.
You
10.
Want me to rank them?
10.
Not like.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Give me a number between 1 and 10. Like 1 is never, and 10 is guaranteed.
Assuming all things stay as they currently are.
Yes.
Right. Then 9.
All right. Let's go with Jason Richter.
I think it's too early to tell, but from what I know of him, I'll go with 7 for right now because he's got a little bit of wanderlust.
All right. Steve the Stud Johnson.
Do we have negative numbers?
So in other words, not likely is what you're trying to say.
Actually, here's the thing. He's got the heart. He absolutely has the heart. And I've said this before with other people I've trained. If the one thing we can't teach you is heart, and he has that. So I think if he gets the right mentors and he does the work, he actually could get there. I don't know how long it would take, but I think because he has the heart, I'll actually put him at like a 6.
All right. I like that. Destroyer.
10.
Okay, I like that one.
Look, at this point, if she's not in next year's class, we riot.
Oh, good news. Wow. We'll see. Let me look. Well, I got 2 more. I'm saving the best for last. Let's see. Who's been Chev?
I feel like you should ask me that question after this match.
That's fair. Fair.
Because I don't know him very well, and I mentioned it's like he's a dark horse for me. I don't have a lot of information, so I don't feel like I can fairly rank him.
And last but not least, Soul Reaper.
I'm going to put him in the same boat as Steve, honestly, because again, he's got the heart. Like, he tries. He's always out there trying to stir something up, trying to make a name for himself, trying to, you may not think he's the greatest in-ring worker. You might think he's annoying. You might think a lot of things about Soul Reaper, but here's the thing I'll say. If you pay attention to RAWF, you know who he is. You know who he is. How many members? What did we say yesterday? There's 100 people on the payroll in this company. Outside of the Hall of Famers, how many can the average person name? I can guarantee you go and ask 100 people to name 5 people who are not a current title holder or a Hall of Fame member, and all of them will mention Soul
Reaper. That's fair.
So I'm going to put him in that same 5-6 category. I think he could do it. I think there's things he will have to do it, but the heart's there.
All right. I appreciate your input. Appreciate your time. Anything else you'd like to talk about before? I mean, you got the big Triple Crown match, but we've discussed it at length. I mean, we've discussed it longer than just about every other match on the card because it was the first one to have its contendership matches over with. So,
what did my partner call it? A month of Sundays?
Yeah, something to that effect. So, any final thoughts on Radiversary as a whole?
Well, apparently I'm in a death match with one of the 2 people from I told earlier tonight, so I'm not 100% sure how that escalated, but we'll go with that. I'm fairly confident, but I'm usually fairly confident. That's not really new. I am definitely curious to see what Chev brings to the table or to the ring, as the case may be. I'm curious to see if DW shows me something new, right? Because I feel like, we all know what the definition of insanity is, right? So if she comes to the ring and fights me the way she's fought me in every other time she's had a shot at one of my titles, well, that's insanity, right? So she needs to change it up. Show me something I haven't seen before so that she stands a chance. And I'll be curious to see if she does that.
All right. Excellent. Thank you for your time tonight, Griff. Good luck to you in the Triple Crown title match, and enjoy the rest of the evening here at Radiversary.
Have a good. For the record, Paragon, I agree with you. I believe the person who has been overlooked this evening is that I believe Denzel is also almost a guaranteed RAWF Hall of Famer in the future.
Especially if he walks out tonight with 5 championships.
Right? I believe the El Taco Grande over here said it earlier, but fairly certain if he manages to walk out over 5, the only person who will have had more belts at the same time than him will be me. Because I think the record right now is 4. Second place is 4.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, if he can walk out of Radiversary tonight with 5 RAWF championships, I think we're talking about him next year in the class of 2027. All right, thank you, Griff. Appreciate your time. Well, El Vacant, guess what? It's time, sir.
It's
final induction. The final RAWF Hall of Fame induction of the evening is, of course, El Vacant, and I will be inducting him here.
Damn, I look good.
He came out of nowhere one cold Saturday night in February of 2017, his donkey Pedro in tow. The late, great Judgment J. Esquire was looking to take what was his, but he challenged him to a match at Love Hurts for what would later become known as the Champion's Choice Championship. And so it began. Not too much long after, when Bubs retired from the co-host chair, El Vacant and his zombie knee took the chair and has been sitting in it ever since. Over 9 years now, and El Vacant has been entertaining RAWF listeners, flirting with redheads, and driving me totally insane. If I was anyone but me, my hair would have turned gray years ago. But because of this man, I have spent thousands of dollars on Excedrin. Oh, and Prilosec too. I mean, don't get me wrong, the food from his taco trucks is great. But man, I thank God for my bidet. But all kidding aside, the last 9 years working with El Vacant have been an honor. He is a Mexican combination of John Madden and Jerry Lewis. Great comedic timing alongside a great knowledge of wrestling that makes him the perfect complement and foil to any show host, let alone myself. I can't count the number of times I've choked or took my drink from one of his one-liners, or how many times he's cracked me up and I've had to mute so that I didn't cackle in everybody's ear. But that's what he does. That's what he's done for 9 years now. But the truth is, people want to hear what El Vacant has to say, especially about them. They get excited when he talks them up, and they get mad when he criticizes or puts them down. Some tune in just to hear him say their name. Everyone, including me, wants to know what El Vacant has to say every week. And that is the key to success in the broadcast business, making them come back every week to listen to you. El Vacant does that, and he does it his way. Without him, RAWF After Hours is not nearly the success it is today. I mean, I'm truly blessed to have and be working with him almost every Saturday night for nearly the last decade. Every RAWF Hall of Famer has made an impact on RAWF and its success. But there's an argument that few, if any, have that this Hall of Famer has had as great an impact as El Vacant, while very rarely setting their feet between the ropes. And so it is with great pride and honor I welcome El Vacant into the RAWF Hall of Fame. Congratulations, EV.
Thank you very much, Ellie. That was very very touching. As I said earlier, I did not prepare remarks. One of the reasons I believe I'm here is because I speak truth. I speak from the heart, and that is what I'm going to do here. I first was brought to RAWF and to After Hours, although it was not called After Hours at the time. Honestly, and I don't know how much Elliot knows this, but I was brought here to mess with him. I was brought here to see if I could break him on air. I was brought here for that quick wit, for that ability to just say whatever comes to mind and see how he'd react. And and I had a lot of fun with it. And kudos to you, LA. You took it, you rolled with it. And the best part of my job for, as you said, for almost a decade has been, how often can I get you to do things like have to mute your mic, spit take your drink, things like that. Like that is my goal every week, is to see if I can get you to break. That's my goal. And I mean, take that for what it's worth. And I don't mean it in a mean way. It's just because I know if you break, then I'm doing my job. I am, because everyone comes in here and talks about all the seriousness and all those things. And your job is that, right? My job as a color commentator, I am supposed to be the levity. I am supposed to bring that je ne sais quoi to the show, where I keep it fun, I keep it light, and I do my best to be as honest as I can with the fans about the people we're discussing, the matches we're discussing, the things going on, but I always try to keep a certain level of entertainment involved. And I have to say, when I first came on to the show and was a guest commentator, I never expected that 10 years down the line, well, 9, I think technically, but 10 years down the line, I would have been in this seat for this long, having so many redheads having sat on my lap, which, by the way, is the best perk you will ever get in this industry, just so you know. That is the best perk. And to have one of the greatest partners I could ever hope for in radio. So thank you for giving me that opportunity. Thank you for putting up with my bullshit for as long as you have. And honestly, I also want to thank the RAWF fans, the After Hour listeners. If you guys didn't want to hear what I had to say, didn't tune in, didn't play along with my shenanigans, I wouldn't be here, right? I wouldn't survive. So thank you all. Thank you, LA. Thank you to all of the redheads who have graced the zombie knee over the years. And also thank you to all of my nephews who... What was that? I don't know what that is. And also thank you to all my nephews who have kept all the taco trucks going. Man, have you guys made me a lot of money. Thank you.
You forgot to thank your abuela.
Oh, God. Thank you to my abuela for having not killed me. Because it's good now.
Congratulations, Evie. Congratulations indeed. And I had to go back and look and see what the date was of that very first appearance that we played not too long ago on Judgment's Memorial Show. And it was 2 weeks before the Love Hurts of 2015. So, you made it's been
Actually, I don't
9
know if I've
years.
ever told you. Do you know who sent me to do that gig?
Who?
Do you remember a group of people
Oh,
that
good
were
Lord.
brought on air because of the Misfits?
Mm-hmm.
The Flying Monkeys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, them. Yeah. They're related.
Motherfucker. All right. Congratulations, El Vacant. Your plaque has been posted in the induction ceremony scene,
And I look good.
and we'll join all the other plaques here. Tomorrow, I will be putting them into the official Hall of Fame scene. For those of you who still want to get a red carpet interview with Sasha, you can do so anytime this week up until Saturday. For extra bonus points. A lot of people took it up. Have been talking with Sasha. She's quite happy about it. I'll tell you that right now. So, all right. Before, yes, I did.
Oh my.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that kind of puts a wrap on this year's Radiversary. One more time, congratulations to Blake Bradley, Tigress, Haruki, Wildfire, and El Vacant on being inducted into this year's RAWF Hall of Fame. But with Radiversary now at a close, we look to the future. Our next pay-per-view will be our annual July 4th Spectacular on July 5th in Philadelphia, as it always is. Philadelphia Freedom, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. That comes to us July 5th. So mark your calendars now. It's going to be a great event, as it always is. Philadelphia Freedom. It kind of marks, in a way, it's kind of the most relaxing pay-per-view I get every year, because I don't have to worry about Hall of Fames or tournaments or whatnot. So looking forward to Philadelphia Freedom. And I know you sell a lot of, this is when you start looking up your sandwich menus, don't you?
I do. But right now I'm looking up to find the motto you used for that poster. Maybe she needs to experience a little.
Wait, you don't know who that is? You don't know who that is?
I mean, no. Should I?
Put a cowboy hat and some glasses on her.
That is not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, well, then I stand by it, yeah.
Although she doesn't know it yet. But at any rate, it'll be Philadelphia Freedom on July 5th, our next pay-per-view extravaganza. So,
I'm definitely doing the Philly cheesesteak chimichangas again, though. Those sold really well.
So that is 13 years in the books, ladies and gentlemen, of RAWF. And I'd like to say a couple words before we log out. First of all, thank you to all the wonderful GMs. You all know who you are. Every single one of you has been a huge help in making RAWF the great company it is. Thank you to El Vacant, not just because you're a Hall of Famer, because you do make this show a lot better. It would not be the same without you. Thanks to all the RAWF members and the Hall of Famers and the storytellers and the title champions. You're all. It is a privilege every week to read the things that you say in your matches, even when you're not saying anything. It's still a privilege to be able to watch everybody. And I'm not gonna lie, there's been 13 years is a long time, and don't know when or if everything good comes to an end. Not anytime soon that I can tell, but there have been times over those 13 years that wondered if how much longer we can do it. But it's usually I look at when we look at all the people that enjoy it, people that come around and have fun with it and get excited about the shows and the pay-per-views and the events. It's a lot of fun watching you all have fun with RAWF. So thank you all, everyone. Thank you all of you that listen. And right now, with Unstoppable going through some major changes over the past month, this is the best time to join RAWF because things are getting better in the game, and I have a feeling they're going to continue to get better. And if that's the case, RAWF wants to be there. So thank you, everyone, and good luck to you all in the coming year. We will see you at 14-year anniversary next year. What's that? Oh, Vacant?
Before you sign off, can I address the audience for a second?
Uh-huh.
Right, this is not about the Hall of Fame. This is just as, my job as the color guy here on the radio. I was talking to a member of the staff of the cast, a member of the locker room the other day, and they said something to me that it kind of struck home. So I want to reiterate this because I realized I hadn't said it in a while. So I used to have a segment where I specifically showcased individual talents each episode. It didn't last that long. because I was having a hard time getting buy-in from wrestlers, so I didn't have people to talk about. So I'm going to throw this out here again. If you are running a story, if you are doing something that you want us to make sure we talk about on the radio, give me bullet points. Send me messages in my inbox, right, to El Vacant's inbox, and I will read those and make sure that we are hyping up the things you want hyped up. But we can't, and I just can't keep on top of every storyline all the time at the top of my head because, like I say, I work unscripted. So, but if you send me bullet points, I will make sure that it gets addressed. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to put your stories over.
And I've heard that we don't always do the best jobs of covering every storyline that we should, and I can understand that that's something we will strive to do better in the future. When people have storylines going, make sure we at least mention them and talk about them, because it is easy for us to sit here and talk about title matches and pay-per-views, but there's a lot more going on in RAWF than just that. So yeah, we do need to talk more about some of the story of people.
It's also in my opinion, it's also very easy for us to focus on the people who show up and call in, and we know like not everybody can call into this show. We have people from all over the world. There are people that it's 3:00 in the morning when the show's in the air. Right? In fact, what is it?
Right.
They just can't. But and I don't want them to get overlooked. So again, if you use that inbox, and I will do my best.
And I do also encourage people to use Vocaroo.com if you want to get your voice heard on the show, even if it's not in an interview type style, if it's in a promo type style. I've heard a lot of people, well, my voice isn't very. It doesn't matter. The voice doesn't matter. What matters is the character, and getting that person's perspective on air for people to hear rather than just see it in words where they can. Yeah, it's not a bad deal. It can be done, as has been proven by several people over the years. So, if you only give it a try once.
I mean, at any rate, it'll help you flesh out your own character.
And one other thing I forgot to mention, and you brought up the words locker room. We mentioned last night we needed to refresh the locker room. Well, if you go to the locker room symbol on the RAWF main page, you will see I have created a brand new RAWF locker room. It can be OOC. You can discuss things. You can, keep it clean. Don't go too crazy in there, but nothing you do in there will count for points, but I might stop in and read some of the things that are going on in there and maybe get a better idea for things to do. You can even use it as a suggestion box, whatever you want to do with it. The locker room's open for you at your all's convenience. It is now open. So, all right. Once again, congratulations to all the Hall of Fame members this year. And I think it's time to call it a night, El Vacant. I think it's time to go celebrate in Fubar City. So let's go celebrate in Fubar City, Amadeus style. Good night, everybody.
Pretty fancy ring, if I do say so myself.